Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Last 2 days we were preparing ourselves to receive the divine guest. You know, the other day I went to somebody's house and they told, Swamiji, when you come, there is the celebration of Diwali in our house. How come? The whole house gets painted, and the most important thing is mummy and daddy stop fighting, and such lovely food is available. So what is the secret? Why this happens? I said this happens because they are preparing to receive me. When we want to receive somebody whom we love, we prepare. In the same manner, to receive this divine wisdom, we have to prepare ourselves. And that preparation is called as the practice of knowledge. Amanitvam, adambhitvam, ahimsa, kshantirarjavam. Normally by knowledge what we mean erudition and scholarship. No, that is not. Jnanam here in this particular chapter refers to the preparation by which we become available to the wisdom. Now please understand one or two important points. See, we all know that the apple fell, and if you and me were there, we would have innocently lifted the apple and polished and eaten it away. But there was one Mr. Newtonananda Maharaj. He did not do that. He saw the same thing what we all see, and his perception was different. In the same manner, when the wise people look at the world, their perception is different. When the otherwise people look at the world, their perception is different. Now what is the reason? We look at the world and the angle of our perception determines the vision, what we will see. Take for example, there are 3 cameras here. You know the meaning of camera? What is mine? Kya mera? This is the highest philosophy. Sakshi Chaitanya. Every camera is a Sakshi Chaitanya. Whether you are recording the divine discourses or it is only a devilish disco, it doesn't make any difference. So there are 3 possible angles. One angle is from below, second is from above, and third is at the eye level. Now when the camera is focused from below, even a pygmy will look like Amitabh Bachchan, isn't it? And if the camera's angle is from above, even this Amitabh Bachchan will look like Mukri. I don't know whether you know or not. That is a divine name in the film industry. And if you focus that camera at the eye level, you will get a perfect perception. See, so when our mind is preoccupied with the lower level, then our perception of the world is that this world is meant for my enjoyment, bhoga pradhan. The whole life will be spent only in enjoyment, and that becomes the only purpose of life. And this is how the overdeveloped countries and their philosophy is built up. Now, second thing, when the angle is from above, then all the differences become immaterial, and we are totally indifferent to the differences because we are far above. So we have to change our angle, and changing the angle means what? Preparing yourself. So what is the right kind of preparation? Amanitvam, adambhitvam, ahimsak, chantirarjamam, acharyopasanam, shaucham, sthiryam, atma vinigraha. 20 points were told. Now, after having prepared the student, now the teacher begins. Be ready to receive the divinity. And if you are not able to understand and receive, there is something wrong with fill in the gap. Either the teacher or the student. It will be wrong with the teacher if nobody understands. It will be wrong with the student even if one person understands. So, Neyam yattat pravakshami yajnatva mrudamashrute anadimat param brahma na sattanna saduchyate sarvata panipadam tat sarvatokshishiro mukham sarvata shrutimalloke sarvamavrutya tishtati sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarvabruchaiva nirgunam gunabhoktrucha bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha sukshmatvat tadavijneyam durastham chantike chatat avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam ivacha sthitam bhuta bhartruja dajneyam grasishnu pravavishnu cha jyotisham apitat jyotihi tamasaha paramuchyate jnanam neyam jnanagamyam hrudi sarvasya vishtitam. In these 5-6 verses, everything that is contained in all the 4 Vedas, all the Upanishads, is presented in an MP3 format. You know, the contents of one CD is 73 minutes, 700 MB. And in that, you can contain a particular, let us say, that much amount of data, normal. But when you compress it in another format, within the same space of 700 MB, you can put more than about 10 hours. In the same manner, in these 5-6 verses, Bhagavan Sri Krishna has put all that is to be known about the reality. And if here we will not be recognized what the truth is, next life, this life gone. Don't postpone it for tomorrow. Today, and right today it will be known. First, Neyam yattat pravakshami. Neyam, what is worthy of knowing in this world? Gossip column about the Bollywood, isn't it? That is not worthy of knowing. Worthy of knowing means that having known which nothing remains to be known in this world, that is worthy of knowing. Who is going to be the Prime Minister? Kaun banega karodpati? It makes no difference. So, Neyam, that is the thing worthy of knowing. Why this is said? When we are fully convinced and when we are accepting that this is the only thing in the whole life, then alone we will be committed to that. See, as now we are fully convinced that everything in life is money, or we are fully convinced everything in life is only the body. So whole life is spent only either earning money or looking after the body, nothing else. Why this happens? Because we are convinced. So unless we are fully convinced that the truth has to be known, and that is the only way by which all the problems can be dissolved. This principle I told you number of times, I repeat it again in this context. In the relative world, there is not a single problem that can be solved. In the absolute reality, there is not a single problem to be solved. See? So all the spiritual practice is what? Get out of the relativity and discover the absolute. Let us not waste our time even one moment for other than this. Therefore, Jneyam yattat pravakshami. That I shall tell you, and tell you in such a manner that you have no choice but to recognize the truth. See the boldness of the statement. Pravakshami. Now, why you are going to tell us all this? Because yajnatva amrutam ashnute. Now, yajnatva amrutam ashnute means what? Normally, we imagine ashnute means eating. Ashnan. It is not eating, but it is ashnute means permeating. Yajnatva amrutam ashnute means having recognized this, you are that. Be very, very attentive. In the objective knowledge, knowing and being are separate from each other. This is a book. So this is the existence. And I know this is the book. So the knower is the knowledge. So in the objective knowledge, being or the existence is different from the knowledge. And therefore, when I know a donkey, I don't become a donkey, thank God. But when it comes to know the self, being the self and knowing the self are not two things. That experience where being is knowing and knowing is being is called as self-realization. See? Our experience about ourselves. Do we know ourselves that we exist in a sequence? Our knowledge is not like that. First I am, and like a tube light after some time I know I am. No. My being and my knowing is simultaneously, because knowing and being are not two. And therefore here the teacher says, Jneyam yattat pravakshami yajnatva amrutam ashnute. You attain immortality. Now what is immortality? Immortality is divorce from the relativity. In the relativity, there cannot be anything except separation. But in the absolute, there is no possibility of separation. And that is called as immortality. Immortality is not that one, that I should continue living long. What will you do with that? Once I was in Badrinath, one person came, he is a Pahalwan, somewhere from Kolhapur. And Kolhapur is full of Pahalwans, you know. And when you have Pahalwani, you don't have to bother about the top floor. It is solid, all bones. So he saw me there and he said, Swamiji, I am here in search of something. Can you give me that? I said, I don't know what you want. I want that vidya, that knowledge, which will give me kaya kalpa. I said, what will you do with that kaya kalpa? I want to live long. I said, what is your age? He said, I am 70. I said, very good. Are you not bored in staying in this wretched, ugly, horrible body? Why don't you think, throw this away and take a beautiful fresh body? He said, Swamiji, nobody told me like this. Why this happens? Only because we imagine that the body life is the real life. It is not. See, when we are disidentified from the gross body, we continue to live. We don't die. On the contrary, death does not fall in the purview of our experience. What we have to do, only recognize, that's it. I was talking to Dayaji. See how much time it takes for this relative soul to discover the absolute self. How much efforts it takes? That much effort. As much the East will take to discover that it is a space. It will take that much effort for a husband to recognize that he is a man. Bracket, if he is. How much time it will take for a Brahmin to become a Hindu? How much time it will take for a Muslim to be a human being? See, these are all only superimposed on our head. And that alone we start imagining is the truth. Therefore, friends, this knowledge is that knowledge, having recognized which all the problems of relativity will be dissolved. They don't require to be solved. You know what happens in our relative existence? We solve one problem and other crops up. We solve the second problem, the third comes up. This is how the world goes on, only solving problem. There is no solution. Therefore, neyam yattat pravakshami yajnatva amritam ashrute. If this is the highest gain in our life, is it not worthy? How long are we going to lead a life of fear? How long are we going to lead a life of guilt? How long are we going to be threatened by, if you do this thing, you will go to hell? Hell with your hell. The other day, somebody met me. He said, Swamiji, I have read some of your books. Give me some upadesh. Today only, I went for some marriage somewhere. He asked me. I said, I will not give upadesh, I will confuse you. I like confusing people. He said, what? God exists everywhere, in the living as well as in the dead. So God makes no difference whether you are alive or dead. Isn't it? He said, yes. I said, then find out what makes the difference. And thereafter he was lost in the marriage. The host came, he said, Aiye khana khaiye. Now he is searching. That poor God, I said, even in the dead body the God is, because without the God even the dead body cannot exist. Everything in this world exists only because of Him. But there is something because of which there is a life and there is absence of life. Now tell me, who is more powerful? God or that which makes a dead body alive? Swami, you are confusing me. I said, congratulations. Suffer. Jnatva amritam ashrute. Discover this truth. Now what is that truth? The teacher says, Anadimat param brahma. Anadimat param brahma. Adimat means that which is with the beginning. Anadimat means that which does not have the beginning. Now find out. What is that? The waker that I am has a beginning. When the body identification takes place, a waker is born. And then He goes through the good and bad experiences. And then after eating, then slowly, krrr, krrr. And then the waker disappears. So, the waker, you and me, who is experiencing this world, is not the reality. Think. The dream, the dreamer, the end of the dream, with that end of the dreamer. So neither the waker is the Brahman, nor the dreamer is the Brahman. So is the case with the deep sleep. Because all of these experiences begin in time, remain for some time, and disappear after some time. But there is one factor which does not begin, which does not end. And what is that factor? You discover. Do you have the experience of your birth? Nobody has. Do we have the experience of our death end? No. What is the fear about? If I have had a shock of electrical energy somewhere, and if I see the wire, if I am afraid, yes, I can understand. Because I had earlier experience of a shock. Therefore, if I am afraid, very good, normal. I have no experience of death. Of what we are afraid? See? Be very, very clear in your understanding. Anadimat. This me, this supreme reality where there is no I. This experience of our own being, which does not have the beginning, which doesn't have the end, and it is one without a second. See? Anadimat param brahma, and therefore na tat sat na asad uchyate. Therefore you cannot speak about the reality, na uchyate. You cannot be able to reveal it in words. It cannot be revealed through words. Let us put it this way. It cannot be said it is, it cannot be said it is not. This is Bauddha Pratyay, technical language. If I put this book on my palm and condition your mind and eyes, and I show you, come on, tell me what is on my palm. You will say, Bhagavad Gita book. Very good. Now I remove that. Now what is there on my palm? You will say, there is nothing. So your mind was conditioned by the presence of the book, and therefore the subsequent knowledge was absence of the book. So the existence and the absence, they are always in relation to each other. But there is one truth which is illuminating both the presence as well as the absence. So, who knows there is a book and who knows there is no book? So, that reality which is illuminating the presence as well as the absence is beyond the presence and absence. That absolute reality cannot be spoken of as existing or not existing. See? This is the truth. And when our attention is focused on this, you will see the thoughts come, they go. When the thoughts are there, waking world. When thoughts are not there, deep sleep. When the thoughts are there, the waking or the dream. When the thoughts are controlled not to be, it is samadhi. That's it. But this is only in the thought level. The one who is illuminating the tragedies of the waking, who is enjoying the beauties of the dream, who is illuminating the darkness of the deep sleep, and who is supporting the samadhi of the mind, is one and the same. He is neither created nor can be destroyed. That is the reality. Now friends, he who is busy in arguments and logic of this kind, now suppose there is a idea, okay, we are all Brahman. That is not going to solve the national economic problem. If one comes to this level, it is coming down from the sublime to the ridiculous. Think. That is why, unless we are qualified, we will never be able to continue long. There are many students who come. Swami, we want to study Vedanta, we want to study Vedanta. There was one Swamiji. His name was Anubhavananda, if I remember correctly. A great devotee of Bhagwan Krishna. All the time, mala in the hand, Krishna, 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 and Bhagavat and all that. And in Bhagavat, only that portion they take where the truth is not spoken of. Because then there is a Pushti Marga, enjoy and all that, cry, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Tabla Peti. The Tabla Peti will never reveal the truth, remember. So, after he joined and then he started attending the Upanishad lecture. Yad vachanabhyuditam yena vagabhyudyate tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadidam upasate yan manasana manute yena ahur manomatam tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadidam upasate. That which cannot be comprehended by the mind, but that because of which the mind becomes functional entity, that is the reality, and not this all paraphernalia, Ganti and Shankar that you have gathered together. Throw it away. Oh, Ram, Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I have been holding on to this Krishna and you ask us to throw away. Then what do you do? I throw Brahman away. See? Nayamatma balahinena labhyaha. It is very easy to say, na karmana na prajaya dhane na tyage na eke amritatva manashu, and nothing we are ready to give up. And what is that we have to give up? Only one thing, wrong notions. You don't have to give up the whole world. Why? It was never yours. But your wrong notions are yours. That you give up. See? If I say this Prempuri ashram I donate to Sham, trustees will not allow me next time to come in. Isn't it? This is not your. How can you donate something? In the same manner, what we have to give up is only the wrong notions about ourselves, about the world, and about the God who created this world. Jiva Jagat Ishvara. And once you come to this, then you will see the whole thing is a big joke. It is a big mela. And when you go to see a mela, a big gathering of people who have come together for a nonsense. Do you think people go to these big gatherings, melas, for any sense? No, they have gone there only for nonsense. So also we are here. So, Jajnatva Amritam Uchyate Ashnute, and Na Tat Sat, Na Tat Asat. This truth cannot be spoken of by language as is or is not. Means what? When you keep your mouth shut, there you are. I have not forgotten. Don't sympathize with me. Poor Swami, probably he has forgotten now what to talk afterwards. Forgetfulness is only in the mind. In the truth, there is neither memory nor there is forgetfulness. That is why the knower of the truth roars like a lion. Lion Agrawal. See? Whenever I go to this Lions Club meetings, I am going again. This month, this is March, isn't it? I am going. Swami, please come, give us only at least one lecture and all that, we'll make all arrangement. Then all lions will come and there I will go like a goat and survive and come back. So, na tat sad, na tat asad uchyate. When this is said, this is the absolute standpoint which takes you beyond the instrument of your knowledge. See, everything that we have cognized in life, known in life, is only through the instrument of knowledge. And because of that, we ask question about the reality. Have you seen God? Means what? God has a name and a form. And have you tasted God? Yes, I was licking him like the donkey licks his own friend. See, why these questions come? Because we are so much conditioned by the senses and the mind that other than that we cannot even imagine that there is a way of knowledge where there is no medium involved and this is your immediate experience. See, be very attentive. When you look at somebody, you will say somebody is ugly, somebody is beautiful, somebody is white, somebody is green. With yourself, the reality, neither ugly nor beautiful, neither bad smell nor good smell, neither the sweet taste nor the bitter taste, neither the soft touch nor the hard one. See, just being aware, not of anything. See, there is knowing, but there is no knower, and therefore there is no knowledge. There is being, and therefore nobody is born, and therefore nobody can die. Na tat sat, na tat asat uchyate. And in this, you don't have to worry whether your eyes are open, whether your posture is lotusasana, what is that? Padmasana or Bhujangasana. It makes no difference. In being, there is no effort. All efforts are the moment we become somebody. How simple it is. Oh, it is simple, but I am tired. Why? Those who are accustomed to noise, they are tired of the silence. The other day somebody came to Lonavala, where I stay sometime, and my place there is so quiet, absolutely. When I close the doors and all that, inside absolute quietness. So somebody came, I was doing something with my computer, I said, hey, please hang on for some time, let me finish my job. So I took about 5-7 minutes, so we are sitting. After I was through, Swamiji, it's a frightening silence. So I asked him, excuse me, I don't know, is your house nearer to railway line in Bombay? Swamiji, how do you know that? I said, Sarvagya. I know everything. Those who are accustomed to disturbances, noise, they will never be able to enjoy the bliss of silence. It is something like, the one who has got eczema, he doesn't go to the healthy part of the skin, only there. Mental eczema is the world. So, anadimat param brahma, na tat sat, na tat asad uchyate. But we are tired now, we can't do with this. So the teacher now comes from the absolute to the next stage. And what is the next stage? Sarvata panipadam tat sarvatokshi shiro mukham sarvata shruti malloke sarvam avrutya tishtati. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, This thought comes in a very beautiful manner. When you are sitting in a small hut, the real hut, na? Not the one people write a kutia and it is a 10-storied building. Not that way. A real hut. And you are sitting inside, and from some hole in the roof or the wall, a small ray of sun is entering the house. So from that you infer that there is sunrise outside and we must now get out and do some work. In the same manner, these are the different holes through which the knowledge peeps out. Nana chidra ghato dirastata maha deepa prabhabhaswaram. Dakshinamurti Stotra tells, like in a pot, there are many holes and you keep one lamp there. And then from all the holes, the same light comes. It appears as if there are many lights, but there is but one light. In the same manner, there is but one conscious reality which is peeping through the different holes. So by looking at the light emitting from the holes of the pot, we go to the source, the original light. In the same manner, here the teacher says, Sarvataha Panipadam Tat. It is not like this that God has got everywhere hands and legs. How ugly he will look. Here hand, here legs and all kinds of things. That is not the meaning. Meaning is, behind every hand and every leg, there is but one reality. See? Take an example. Somebody comes from backside and gives you one. Arey yaar, very hard one. And you become so angry. Who is this rascal? And then you come to know that he is your childhood special friend. The moment you discover who is behind the hand and he is your friend, your pain disappears and love starts manifesting. Is it not? In the same manner, the same conscious reality which is expressing as a speech from this mouth, it is the same conscious reality which is hearing from the different organs of hearing in this hall. Where is the difference? Sarvataha panipadam tat sarvatokti shiromukam. But normally what happens when we are told, see, you are not the colors and forms, you are not the eyes, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, but you are that consciousness which is illuminating the intellect, the mind, the eyes and the colors and form. Discover that. Okay. We start sitting for meditation, the best cartoon ever known. And after some time, Swamiji, you know, since I started doing meditation, I did not have realization, but I have headache. What I should do? Either remove the head or stop meditation. Two options. So what is said is not your eyes, and behind your eyes there is consciousness. Behind every eye, it is the same reality. And we look at the world from where we are seated. If I am buried in my wealth or if I am buried in my poverty, what is the world for me? The world is rich and poor, that's it. If I am buried in my health or the diseases, what is the world? The world is divided into healthy and unhealthy people, that's it. If I am buried under my sentimentality, what is the world? The world is senti and second is mental. We are already divided. In the same manner, when I come to discover that I is the pure consciousness, then from that pure consciousness point of view, this whole world is nothing but the expansion of the same reality. Therefore, what we see in the world is what we have recognized ourselves to be. Sarvata Panipadam Tat Sarvatokshi Shiromukham Sarvataha Shrutimal Loke. This is how in our day-to-day transaction in the world discover the same reality which was told as it is neither existence nor non-existence. See, one is called as science and second is called as technology. Science is the basic principle. Technology is application of the basic principle for the benefit of the humanity. In the same manner, this knowledge we have, na tat sat na tat asad uchyate, anadimat param brahma. Very good. Now with this knowledge, what will you do? No, I have become Brahman now. Why do I worry about the world? Brahman is only meant for eating and sleeping. See, that is not Brahman, that is the Bhoot of Brahman. You know, in the life history of Samatha Ramdas Swami, this story comes. There was one of his disciples. And one day he went to his Guru and he said, Maharaj, I feel that I am Brahman. So I want a certificate from you that I am Brahman. Okay, please sit down. And then keep seated here. Don't go anywhere. I got some work. So he sat. Lunchtime came. Maharaj ji called wonderful food and went on eating. And this fellow watching. May I go for lunch? No, Brahman doesn't take food. You can survive without food. But after some time, the BP started increasing. BP means bladder pressure and the bowel pressure. When it started increasing, but he has to go nowhere because Brahman cannot go, it is said here subsequently, without hands, without legs. Brahman cannot go anywhere because Brahman is everywhere. Where will it go? And thus the evening came. Then he said, if you don't allow me, I will do it here. Brahman doesn't do anything. Akartru. Therefore, friends, this knowledge about our essential nature, it becomes a load if it is not applied. An application of that knowledge is this. Atmaupammena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadiva dukkham sa yogi paramo mata. If we have really discovered the truth, we will see nothing but truth in this world. And therefore, this is the second stage. Loke means in this world. When we are having our transaction in this world, remember, everything is happening in God, in the reality. Without that, nothing can ever exist. Therefore, Shrutimal Loke Sarvam Avrutya Tishtati. So this Anadimat Param Brahma is the one which is covering as if, which is supporting as if the total creation. Nay, the same reality is also called as the manifest world. Now be very attentive. There are two things we are told so far. One is recognition of this Brahman as none other than one's own essential nature, and recognition that the whole world of names and forms is nothing but the extension of the same reality. Like the water itself appears as the ocean and the water itself appears as the wave. But when we look at the ocean and the wave, we superimpose that ocean is the cause and waves are the effect. In fact, there is no cause, there is no effect. If you look at this phenomena from the point of view of the water, in the same manner, first the absolute reality, and then in the relative existence discover the absolute. That is the application of this knowledge. Now see how simple it is. This example I gave you. When we are standing before the mirror, there is an experience of otherness. And although there is the experience of otherness, although there is an experience of duality, But there is the recognition of I. Whenever we look into the mirror, we never think, we never appreciate that I am looking at the reflection. Our understanding is I am looking at me. So how beautiful I am. No, that is the beauty of the mirror. You know, in one photo studio somewhere I read, if you are beautiful, we will catch your beauty. If you are not, we will make you beautiful. So, sarvataha panipadam tas sarvatokshi shiro mukham. The same reality which we have discovered as beyond existence and non-existence is the one which is permeating abundantly sarvamavrutya tishtati. And yet, it is uninfluenced by all the conditionings of eyes, heads, etc. Now see, when the electrical energy is flowing through the bulb, a phenomena called as the light takes place. When that element breaks and there is no possibility for the electrical energy to flow through, there is no manifestation of the light. By this, what has happened? Is there any loss to the electrical energy? No. Is there any loss to the principle that electrical energy, when it flows through the healthy bulb, it gives light? This principle also remains intact. Meaning, when a candle burns, nothing is lost. In the same manner, when this consciousness flowing through the eyes becomes the vision, and if the eyes develop a thick cataract like a tarpaulin, nothing happens to the vision or the consciousness. What the doctors do? They simply remove that cataract. If the vision has to be given by the eye doctors, there would have been all the people blind in this world. Vision is normal. So when the eyes become blind, nothing happens to the consciousness. Now go on extending it further. In the same manner, when the mind is enfolded, nothing happens to the consciousness. When the body is disowned, nothing happens to this reality. This is the truth. And what we have to do? Undo everything. Don't do anything. Just be. This is one of the highest spiritual practice. Try just to be wherever you are. Stop reacting. Stop labeling. Stop evaluating. Stop suggesting. Mind will not be born. Thought-free mind is consciousness. It is the mind which creates the divisions. Every object is only one. Because of the sense organs, it has become five. Take a flower. Flower is only one. But how we recognize the flower? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. 5 attributes. Now, 5-ness is only because of the 5 sense organs. See? And therefore, instead of getting lost in this, let us focus attention on that reality which is focusing through all the instruments. Further, Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam, all contradictions will come up now. Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. Again, same example of electricity. In electricity, there is no bulb. In electricity, there is no power. When we go to the petrol pump, we don't tell the man there, there are 60 horsepower petrol dena. No. Horsepower is in your engine. The power is in the bulb. In the same manner, in the pure consciousness, the reality, Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, All the instruments of perceptions, they are only appearing to exist, but in fact, even without the bulb and the fan, electricity continues to be independent of their presence and absence. In the same manner, sarvendriya gunabhasam, sarvendriya vivarjitam. So whether there are senses functional or non-functional, it does not make any effect on this conscious reality. But without the presence of this conscious reality, none of the senses can ever become functional. So what is the beauty? The beauty is all the senses are supported by the consciousness, but in the consciousness there are no senses. Therefore consciousness is nonsense. Sarvendriya gunabhasam, sarvendriya vivarjitam, asaktam sarvabhruchaiva. It is supporting everything. See how it is. The ocean is supporting all the waves. But asaktam, the ocean is not attached to any single wave. See how simple it is. How this can happen? Only because of one thing. The ocean knows they are born in me, they are playing in me, and when a wave dies, it goes back to me, it cannot go anywhere. In the same manner, this conscious reality is the one which is supporting the total phenomena of manifestation. And when it is dissolved, it comes back. See? The more our attention is on this absolute reality, the more content, fulfilled life becomes. So, sarvendriya gunabhasam, sarvendriya vivarjitam, asaktam sarvabhruchaiva. Therefore, freedom from the attachment is the natural state of our being. Please understand this basic principle. We say we are attached, but we are not. It is only a solid bluff. I will tell you how. I remember there was one couple, that lady is still there. She is now, I think, more than 85 or so. And this happened about 20 years before. And her husband had diabetes. And it so happened that ultimately his leg has to be cut. And with one leg he somehow continued. And this lady loving husband all the time. Unless he takes food, I don't take food. Unless he sleeps, I don't sleep. Everything so much like a Savitri, Sati Savitri. One day the husband died. One has to die. He died. He was smart. He died. Those who are smart, they die earlier. Those who are dumbo, they continue. So, when he died, I was there. This lady was not in that town. She was in the next village with her son. So immediately a message was sent and she was called. The son could not come. According to their tradition in that locality, that if the son is not there, the head of the dead body, the wife has to take in her lap till all the rites are completed. She refused. 60, 70 years they stayed together. You are everything for me and you are everything for me. Refuse. See? And not only that, the dead body is lying in the other room. She didn't go to that room. She said, I am extremely tired, I am feeling very hungry, give me something to eat. See? And when the food was given, we were all surprised why she is behaving like this. When food was given to her, she said, there is less salt in that, and give me some achar. Imagine. See? Recognize all this world relationship has no meaning. Go to the substratum, and from there you come to know that in reality you are not attached to anybody. Attachment is an illusion. Our eyes are not attached to any color and form. Our ears are not attached to any color and form. Our mind is not attached to any color and form. Our intellect is not attached to any color and form. That is why our priorities change, our liking, disliking changes, everything changes. So is the case with the absolute reality. Consciousness supports the waking, the dream and the deep sleep, and yet is not attached to either the waking or the dream or the deep sleep. Hold on, discover this. Asaktam sarva bhruchaiva. That is why whenever we think, never think with reference to only the waking experience. This is the basic mistake we all do. If you want to serve somebody, will service mean only giving the food? Or will service mean only pressing the body? Or will service mean all the time looking at? You don't know what tragedies we go through. Many times when we are taking food, the people stand around. So one girl asked me, Swamiji, when you are taking food, all the people look at you. Don't you feel awkward? I said, how many days will I feel awkward? Now I have become professional. Let them look. That is not seva. That's a torture. So, we are in reality unattached. Discover that. Asaktam sarva bhruchaiva. Friends, if we were really not attached to, rather, if we were really attached to our tragedies of life, we will never go to sleep. See? If we were really attached to anything in this world, we will never go away. It's only saying, it has no meaning. So, asaktam sarva bhruchaiva. And therefore, if somebody is not attached, he is living with the reality. See? The other day somebody was telling me, Swamiji, all that I have in my life is your love. That's it. I said, hey, I have never felt in my life that I have loved anybody. Never. Say, no, you may say, but we feel your love. I said, you are a filler. There is nothing like love in this world. No, Sanjay, don't do like that. I said, yeah, I am telling you the truth. I don't love anybody. Swami, don't say like that. I said, Bhagavan Sri Krishna also said, Name dveshosti na priyaha. Be very attentive. Why do we feel when somebody loves us, although he says he doesn't love us? Why? What is the reason? Be very attentive. This is possible only under one condition. When you are available to anybody 100%. 100% availability is called as love. And when we will be available 100%, when we are unattached to the whole world. See? If somebody comes to your house and you say, please sit down, and you go and stand near the door and look here and there. Hey, what are you doing? No, I am expecting some guest, I am waiting for them. Means what? Whether you are come or not, who cares? See? In the same manner, when we come in contact with the people, our mind is running here and there. We are never available fully, and therefore the experience of love does not come. See? And how this is possible? Only by one technique. Be wherever you are 100%. That is samadhi. That is meditation. That is God realization. That is attainment of everything. That is dispassion. See? Asaktam sarva bhruchaiva. Like The water is unattached to the ocean. The water is unattached to the waves. Although all the oceans and waves are supported by the water, but it is unattached. In the same manner, friends, all the experiences of our life, good or bad, they are supported by us, but we are not influenced by them. The more you go deeper and deeper in the ocean, the oscillations because of the surface waves will start disappearing. In the depth of your mind is the beginning of the consciousness. So, sarva asaktam sarva bhruchaiva nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. Nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. Gunabhoktru, the one who is supporting all the attributes, all the qualities. Now see, take one by one example. Our eyes can illuminate all the colors. Vibgayoric pattern of color is illuminated by the eyes. But in fact, eyes of their own, the vision of their own, have no color. We may have different types of colors. Once we went somewhere in UK, and the lady B&B, we were staying there, and with the hazel eyes, and we, our Indian, beautiful black eyes. How beautiful your eyes are, black. I wish I had black eyes. See, what is with us that we don't like? Vision does not have a color. See? So also here, nirgunam gunabhoktrucha, all the attributes, all the experiences, good or bad, are supported by gunabhoktru, means supporter. Supported by this reality, but in this reality there is neither sattva nor rajas nor tamas. There is neither ignorance nor activity nor knowledge. See? At this stage where you are is in the doorstep of the reality. The moment you step in your shoes, come back to the normal. See? Nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. Water doesn't have its own color, but it supports all the colors. See? The tongue doesn't have its own taste, it supports all the tastes. The ears do not have their own sound, it supports all the sound. The vision doesn't have its own color, it supports all the color. The consciousness does not have waking, dream or deep sleep or samadhi. This conscious reality supports all the experiences. Waking experience is sattva guna pradhan. The dream experience is rajo guna pradhan. The deep sleep experience is tamo guna pradhan. And samadhi is shuddha sattva. All these experiences based on the three gunas are supported by this absolute reality, and this reality is untouched because they do not influence this reality. Something like the waves cannot influence the ocean and the ocean cannot influence the water. In the same manner, bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha sukshmatvat tadvijneyam durastham chantike chatat. Now, one of the most important thing, be very, very attentive. The world is created the moment there is a concept of in and out valid. See, when I say the keys are in my pocket, and then I say the Gita book is outside my pocket. So, then I say the Gita book is inside the hall and shoes are outside the hall. Then I say, shoes are inside the Prempuri ashram. Car is outside the Prempuri ashram. Then I say, car is inside Bombay, but the Khandala is outside Bombay. Then I say, Khandala is in Maharashtra, but Delhi is outside Maharashtra. Now, what is the reality behind in and out? Only a reference point. So, what is the reference point? Reference point is the contour line of our body. That is the reference point. In deep sleep, when your contour line is totally erased, that time you are inside the room or outside the room. That time you are on the bed or below the bed. That time you are in India or in Pakistan. That time you are in 2004 or in 1942 summer. Think. All this in and out becomes meaningful only when we are identified with the body. Bahirantascha bhutanam. And to recognize this truth, only one thing you try. This is one of the techniques given in Vijnana Bhairav for meditation. Gaganopamoham, in Avadhut Gita also this thought comes. That I am like space. The moment you become space, technically it is called a Chidakash. In the space, in and out concepts are supported, but the space is neither in nor out. When we talk of the space inside the hall, because our attention is more on the walls, less on the space. When we say, please come to my house, we go there. Please show me your house. Swami, this is the tap. And you know, when you go there, you don't have to do anything. Take your hands, automatically the water comes. And then you go to the dryer. You don't have to do anything. Put your hand, automatically it is on. Automatic. You come near the door, automatically the door opens. Constant automatic. And then everything is to be shown. This is the latest modern toilet. It has got the sensor. It will automatically do the flushing. So I said, do you have to try here or automatically happens? Now the house that we talk about, the walls, the bricks, the windows, do we stay in the walls or the windows? No, we stay in the space, but we don't talk one word about the space. See the fun. See, in the same manner, we talk about the body, the achievement, the failure, the man, the woman, but where it is in the conscious space, Chidakasha. Like when we talk about the house, we forget and neglect the space where we are actually living. We talk only about the hanging of the wall. In the same manner, this conscious reality that is supporting everything, that is forgotten. And because of the conditioning of the wall, we say inside the hall and outside the hall. In the same manner, we say I am inside the body and the world is outside the body. The moment in and out disappears, you are one with the totality. Bahirantascha bhutanam. And therefore, charam acharam evacha. And therefore, there is no difference between a conscious being that I am and the inert world that I am not. This difference between the consciousness and the inertness, the sentiency and the insentient, inanimate, these are not real differences. Therefore, ultimate is, there is but one reality. Anadimat param brahma, na tat sad, na tat asad uchyate. Therefore, in your meditation, if this happens, you are going the right way. What happens? When you are sitting quiet and from your cognition, your body disappears. If the shape, the form, the size, the contour line of your body disappears, then you are going the right way. If you get lost, I am feeling some kind of gudgudi, I am feeling some kind of tickling, I am feeling some kind of pressure, it is a gas trouble, nothing else. Anadimat param brahma, na tat sad uchyate. So, focusing attention on this reality, bahirantascha bhutanam charam acharamevacha, sukshmatvat tat avidneyam. But why we are not able to recognize the sukshmatvat? It is subtler than the subtlest. Now, subtler than the subtlest means what? That which has got more attributes, it is gross. Which has got less attributes, it is subtler. Which has no attributes, it is subtler than the subtlest. Like the waking experience is the gross experience. The dream experience is the subtle experience. The deep sleep experience is the still subtler experience. And that which is supporting all the three experiences is subtler than the subtlest, and therefore avidneyam, it cannot be known objectively. This is what I told you in the beginning. The difference between the objective science and the subjective science is only this: giving up the notion of objectivity in knowledge is stepping on the path of spiritual evolution. Otherwise, all the time we remain objective. We remain objective. More than bothering about the quality of your experiences, focus attention on who is experiencing. It doesn't matter good or bad experience. When this approach is taken, all your funny things will disappear. I have gone to Brahma Loka, I have gone to Indra Loka, and I have gone to Saket Loka. How? I took a taxi and went, because in Delhi there is a Saket Puri. See? Therefore, friends, focus attention on that. Sukshmatvat tat avidneyam. Never try to objectify the subject. Objectification of the subject is the first, second, and the last obstacle. Therefore, sukshmatvat tat avidneyam. And further, durastham cha antike cha tat. It is far away and yet it is far near. Like the space is far away, even beyond the sun and the moon. And yet it is very, very close. I received one SMS today. सूरज ने की थी चंद्रमा से मोहब्बत, इसीलिए उसे लगा दाग, और चंद्रमा ने की उससे बेवफाई, इसीलिए सूरज में लगी आग। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।